All right, friends, this is Logan with West Desert Wheeler. As you saw in the thumbnail, I absolutely obliterated my FMS Super Cub 1700. I was flying around and I flew into a light pole at a local park, hit about 4 inches right of the fuselage, right into like a 12-inch solid metal pole at flight speed. I don't know what the speed was. I basically was trying to do a bank turn around it. As I leveled out, I thought I was clear of the pole, throttled up, slammed right into it. So we're going to take the remnants of the plane and see if we can't glue this thing back together and just see if it flies again or if it's going to have another horrific crash. We will find out in the end. But what we're going to be using today is just the basic foam repair stuff. So I just picked up a new bottle of Foam Cure. So I have not used this specifically yet, but excited to try it out. From what I understand, this is supposed to be a little more flexible once it cures. I've also got this Zap Foam Safe CA. This, you can use what is called Kicker, and it helps dry it very quickly, but that's a lot more rigid like a standard super glue. From what I understand, normal super glue will melt the foam and ruin it, so you can't use normal super glue. And then of course we got our packing tape here. This is very lightweight and very sticky and works very good for repairing it in different ways. So we're gonna try that out. I've also got some bamboo skewers. We'll see if we need to use those in any particular situation, but we should be able to get it figured out with some skewers, tape, and glue. Let's get started with our first wing. Now I'm not gonna go through like every major repair that I do on this plane because the whole thing needs major repairs, but I just kind of want to show you guys like the wing strut here. We're gonna see if we can figure this guy out. It does appear that has just snapped off. The struts may not do a whole lot once I put this thing back together. I really just want to see if I can get this thing to leave the ground again. It doesn't need to fly great, but if it flies at all again, hey, that's a win in my book. Like I think that we broke the strut on this left side as well. Huge chunk out of the wing. This is where it actually impacted the pole itself. I believe that this piece does still fit into here. So we just got to figure that. Actually, you know what? Maybe that is where these chunks are from. I was looking at them the wrong way around. Yeah, okay. That's promising. I think that she kind of fits in there. And this guy's got a long piece right there, so he probably... All right, yeah, now we're making some headway. Yeah, a little jigsaw puzzle action, which I am usually not a fan of puzzles. Oh, that's where she belongs. So then this guy probably fits in here. Yes. If we flip this over, that all lines up as well. So everything looks correct here. So we're gonna get some glue on these, put as much as we can in there, and then we're just gonna wrap this front edge of the wing with packing tape in multiple layers so that it creates kind of just that smooth front leading edge and trick the air into thinking that I have a whole wing when in reality, there are huge gaps going on. All right, well, I just generously applied some Foam Safe CA glue. This does say 30 to 45 minutes cure time, so we're just gonna stick this over in the corner for a minute and move on to the next piece of the plane. We are missing a significant amount less of wing nut, meaning we replaced a lot of what was gone, so that's a bonus. I do think that a little bit of packing tape across that leading edge could potentially create the airfoil we need, so we're gonna move on to the next wing. This next one has a lot more work to be done. All right, so here is our second wing that is currently in 2 pieces. The biggest downside here is that this has molded foam hinges, and once those are destroyed, it's kind of a pain to repair because there's no plastic hinge that broke. It's actually just the edge of the foam all along there that broke. So we're gonna have to use packing tape down inside that crease to essentially restore and create our new hinge. The reason this guy broke in half is actually, I believe, due to the carbon fiber spar that goes through both wings. So there's a long carbon fiber tube, sits halfway into this wing and halfway into the other wing. And when that other wing took such a major impact, it actually like used leverage against this wing and I think broke it in half essentially. Of course, it did fall about 30 feet to the ground, but on the leading edge of this wing, there's not a whole lot that shows evidence that like that's what broke on it, you know what I mean? And I know that I hit my right wing on that that pole up there. So we've got to get this whole seam glued back up. Luckily we do have the spar plastic tube that runs through there. So it actually does have like a place where it kind of wants to snap back into place. And then unfortunately we have a huge chunk of our fuselage attached to the wing still, which is not supposed to be there. This wing is supposed to separate right along the edge here. That held together just fine. It ripped the fuselage off. So we've got our work cut out for us. We got to get this hinge fixed. We got to get this major portion of the wing glued back up. But nothing that a little bit of glue and tape can't fix. Maybe. We'll find out. Let's get going. All right, guys, and here is what's left of our fuselage. The plane hit the pole and the fuselage went straight down on its nose. In the air, I saw at least 3 pieces falling to the ground, 3 major pieces. One of each wing, and then the fuselage coming down. It may have broken in half once it actually impacted the ground. What I am super impressed with on this Super Cub here, my prop is not even cracked. It's still in one piece. However, we may have bent our motor shaft and or, oh yeah, that's not looking good. She's very ovalized there. So we might have bent our motor shaft. We'll find out. Or the motor plate is what I had previously thought. But the prop is still in one piece. Amazing. I had never broken one, and I still have not broken one, and I bought 2 replacements when I got the plane. We do have some wiring to figure out, as these are labeled flap, and they are no longer plugged into anything. We've got our Y harness for our rudder for our pontoons, which you've used before. And yeah, so we'll get that sorted. But I did find one piece right here that did not belong to the wing, and I could tell that because of the way it was molded. And I did find that it belongs right up here. That's where he belongs. So then we're just gonna get some glue and just gotta put these 2 back together. That battery tray is gonna serve as a nice little reference point. Oh yeah, just like that. She's gonna go back together. So let's see how this goes. Slap some glue in it, give it 45 minutes to cure. We'll show you guys what our final result is looking like. We're getting the major pieces put together, and then we're going to put it all back together. The one wing that was damaged has half the fuselage on it, so once that wing is cured, then we can make it attach back into our fuselage. Well, all right, guys, here we go. After a full day of gluing, taping, a little bit of drill work, some zip ties, some more tape and more glue, and then some super glue. I think that this guy is ready to go out and try and go for a flight. So we're gonna take it out, see how it does, and see if it immediately crashes or if she is airworthy yet again after being just completely ripped in half into 14 to 15 pieces. But overall, it looks like a plane, so I think it's got a chance here. Excited to get it out. Let's go find out. Fired up. Battery strap. All right, guys, we saw how broken it was. We got it out here on the runway. Got a little bit of a headwind, crosswind. Let's see if it'll get airborne. Could explode into pieces. We're about to find out. She's good and bent. I had to completely retape my rudder. Oh, that was a lot. My wings seem more bent than normal. Let's see if we can bring her in for a landing. So far it's very shaky. I just put it in safe just to help me out. I'm not finding it there. Oh, I'm concerned my wings are going to break. Okay, we're getting more of a headwind now.
that was once shattered, then re-glued and scotch taped together. Flies pretty bad, but it did fly, and we made it back in one piece. Pretty damn awesome. So if you guys have wrecked your foamy planes, just get the glue and the tape out. You should be all right. I do have a very bent spinner, and that's causing a lot of vibration. That's definitely not helping. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Unfortunately, there's no big crash at the end, but it's good for me at least. So we'll see you guys next time. Keep the rubber side down.